Such bad manners. This is what happens when you make Mama angry. Killer, eh?
Actually, a synthetic polymer I designed myself.
Am I supposed to ask you more about your fascinating toys? Or blather on about my master plan while you catch your breath?
Either works for me.
That was me, Jason Todd. Batman thought he was doing me a favor by enrolling me in Ma Gun's boarding school.
You and that brat have done enough damage tonight, Batman. Come into my home. Throw your fists around, acting like you own the place. My chargers are going to be limping around for weeks.
They aren't your charges, Gun. They aren't your little soldiers or weapons to aim at your enemies. They are children who were entrusted to your care.
Turned out crime was the only subject she taught.
Tell me, if I shoot you in the face, will that shut you the hell... Oh?
Jason!
Could Batman have handled her himself? Absolutely. But where'd be the fun in that? About a week ago, I became the most famous bad guy in a cesspool of bad guys for my attempted assassination of the mayor in a public run-in with Batman. But I didn't aim to kill the mayor. I was curing him from a techno-organic virus.
Ma? Damn it!
Who was behind infecting him and why? Not a clue. But one name kept coming up again and again. The Black Mask.
Don't you dare die on me!
He suddenly has his hands everywhere. Just recently bought every other building on this block.
Jason.
I recognize the address. How could I not?
I'm sorry. You looked like someone I knew years ago.
Miss Gunn, do you know why anyone would want to do this?
Thank God I chose tonight to pay Mom a visit.
I know exactly why. And who. You see, I'm not the kindly septuagenarian I appear to be. Years ago, I worked for Gotham's foster care system to keep me in a steady supply of juvenile delinquents I could put to work in my vast criminal enterprise. I was doing quite well until Batman somehow got involved. I finally got out of jail a month ago. Sought to pick up where I left off. But I made the mistake of accepting a dinner invitation with an old associate. While I was serving my time, this young man was expanding his own empire. While it is nice to see you've cleaned up so well, and that you've really shown some initiative, I'm afraid I'm going to have to pass on your proposition. Black Mask?
My apologies, Faye. You appear to be under the mistaken impression this is a negotiation. I own you. Just like I own everyone in this restaurant. I have explained my terms. Now you accept them.
I knew your father, Roman. And you, since you were running around in diapers. Don't think for a moment your little mask scares me.
Let's not make this personal. There are simply too many factions running around Gotham City. Crime families and street gangs. Freelance assassins, and homicidal maniac clowns. I am going to consolidate these myriad endeavors under my auspices. Unfortunately, your little daycare scam cannot continue as an independent operation.
Just try to stop me, Roman.
Lucky I happened to be in the neighborhood.
That's not the worst part. I was supposed to open my doors last week. There was a holdup with my license, but there was no way he could have known that.
You're sane!
This place was supposed to be filled with children. This wasn't going to be a warning shot. It was meant to be a massacre.
I didn't live here long, but even with a domineering headmistress, it was still home. Do I want to kill Black Mask? Absolutely. But I made a promise to Bruce. So this one's by the book. In my case, that means hanging around my own personal bat cave in a decommissioned bomb shelter beneath one police plaza. Lots of sleepless nights. Lots more cheap takeout. And lots of memories.
We know the Riddler is there, Bruce. Why can't we just go get him?
Study the architecture, Jason. The false wall leading to Gotham Bay.
He'd be gone before we climbed up the side of the building. Fine.
Never enter a room without knowing the way out.
It isn't enough to know your enemy, Bruce would say. You have to know everything about them. You might not be able to outgun them, but you can always outthink them.
Chew on this, Batman.
Roman Sionis, the Black Mask. Born into a powerful crime family, a bad egg from day one. Even murdered his own parents. For years he's been a pretty low-level black marketeer. Recently he's gotten better at hiding his operations and cutting down his competition. Just like that guy from his gang told me, Black Mask is planning something big. I want to know what it is. If that means sticking my head right into the lion's mouth, well, no one's ever accused me of being the smartest Robin, have they? So good night's sleep, and tomorrow Robin and I are going to have a talk. Orphan to orphan. I settle on the direct approach.
Holy shit! Boss, we got a problem here.
One of your guys gave me your business card. Said there might be a business opportunity for a go-getter like me.
Splendid. You're everything I'd hope you'd be.
Sounds like he was expecting me.
Beautiful, isn't she? I was never interested in dating. Not as a teenager, or later as an adult. Because people will let you down. Relationships are ephemeral, at best. But a woman like Gotham, she's forever. Yet, she's been so mistreated over the years. Her suitors have lacked sincerity, equity, gravitas. They've used her like a doormat, like the ring of some never-ending boxing match. I ask you, is that any way to treat a lady?
Keep babbling, Roman. Maybe I'll learn something.
You took it too far tonight, Jason. You almost killed those men. Remember, if you cross that line, there's no turning back. You'll be no better than they are.
Are you asking me on a date? Because that would be a no.
Ha! What a mouth on you, Red. Since I have no children of my own, I'm looking for a second in command. An heir apparent. Things are about to change. Forever. And I could use a man with your skills.
Forever, huh? Not too cryptic. Honestly, I was kind of hoping he'd spill it all in a monologue. The TO virus, how everything is going to change forever. But he'd rather put me through an audition.
I've recently learned that these men here have failed to live up to my exacting standards. You need to make an example of them.
If you're asking me to kill them, I'll pass, thanks. And so should you. Dead men make lousy henchmen.
Boss, I had no idea how she survived the explosion. I wanted to kill the mock gun in the restaurant. Me too. It was his job to check out the place first. Please.
Crazy. He wants to punish them because they failed to kill a little old lady.
I respect your reasoning, Red Hood.
Wait!
But I have a business to run.
Son of a... Yeah, they made the choice to work for this scumbag. But killing his own men in cold blood?
I like a man who follows his own moral code. It shows character.
That's harsh, even for me. The private train is due to Gotham Union Station at 12:01. His intel says nobody on board, only Black Mask's game changer. It's my job to make sure that we get its cargo, whatever that might be. He doesn't trust me enough to tell me what it is yet. Piece of cake.
Come on, pinheads! We've got a minute to get this cargo and be gone before anyone knows we're here.
That will not happen.
Look out!
Put your guns away, little one.
Little one, eh? Here's hoping that nickname doesn't stick. Who the hell are you?
My name is Artemis, and if you don't stop pointing those things at me, I'll be the last woman you ever see.
Great. In Amazon.